Hi, welcome to English Fluency TV, and I hope you are well. In this video and in next few videos, I want to share with you the steps I took to learn to speak English. When a non-native decides to learn to speak English, whether living in English-speaking country or non-English speaking country, it's always a difficult time and a confusing time where to start. Where do you start? When and how should one start the journey of learn to speak English? It's always difficult to know where to start. You can have classes where they teach you English. You can have a teacher teaching you one-to-one. You can have online courses teaching you English, and there can also be other ways. But is there a way where you can take some steps to learn to speak English? Absolutely. Absolutely, you can take some steps to learn to speak English. See, learning to speak English isn't something you read and you learn. Reading will be a part of the journey, absolutely. But learning a language is something practical. It's something you practice, and practice until you have learned the language. It's that simple. Now, for you to learn and practice, you must have a plan how you can achieve this goal to learn to speak English. From my experience, how I've learned from almost zero English, there are 4 steps which you should take to learn to speak English, which worked for me to learn to speak English. In this video, I will share step 1, and then in the next few videos, I will share the other steps. I don't want the videos to be too long with too much information in it, so I will share these 4 steps in few different videos so that it's not too much information in one video to take in. Now, before I give you the first step of learning to speak English in this video, I want to share with you some tips. First tip, never copy the accent of native speakers. This is very important in the beginning for you to understand. Many, when learning to speak English, they try to copy the accent of native speakers. And many teachers do say to learn to copy the accent of native speakers. But I totally disagree with this advice. You'll watch them, observe them, and learn how they pronounce. But don't try to copy their accent, because if you do, you will sound fake, and you don't want to work hard to learn this language to sound fake. You will watch and observe and learn how they pronounce the words. You will learn how they link words, how they join words, how they connect words, how they say sentences, but don't concentrate on copying their accent. This is my strong advice. Remember, you are born in a language which is your native language, and that language has given your mouth, your teeth, your tongue, your lips a certain movement to speak your native language. And so when you are learning a new language, the sound will come out from your mouth the way your mouth has been moving all those time to speak your native language. And that will give your own accent. That will be your own identity giving that accent. So don't try. So even if you do try to copy the accent, the movement of your mouth will always give a different sound. And that is good because that is your own accent. And that will be your own identity. So instead of copying the accent of native speakers, you should concentrate on the pronunciation of your words, the pronunciation of the sentences, the way you say it. If your pronunciation is good and your connecting and joining is good, that will give your accent, that will give you your own beautiful accent. It will be your own identity. So my advice is don't copy the accent of native speakers. Second tip is to make this learning a mission. Make this a goal. Make this your goal to achieve and have something positive to think about, because this will give you the motivation to learn this language. Make it as if you want to learn this language, not you have to. See, there is a difference between I want to and I have to. I have to means you want to learn, but you don't have the interest of learning. You don't have the motivation of learning. You just need to learn, and this is why you are learning. But if you want to learn, this will give you the interest of learning. This will give you the passion of learning. This will give you the motivation to learn this language. So there is a difference between I want to and I have to. If you could make yourself motivated to have reasons why you are learning, and if you could believe and understand, and if you could have that belief in the beginning that you need to learn this because you want to learn this. And third and last tip is to be patient. You must have patience to learn to speak English. You must have patience and lots of it. You must enjoy the process of this learning to speak English. It's not something that will come in a day, in a week, or in a month. The learning process will take months. How many months? It will depend on how much time you put in to learn this language. So be patient and enjoy the process of learning. Now, before I give you these steps, one other thing I like to tell you, or I like to share, get yourself a notebook. And I would advise you to invest in a nice, good, strong notebook, because it will be something you will keep for a while. You will open and close and read and write in that notebook. So my advice is, because you will use it regularly, get a strong and good notebook. Secondly, a dictionary. I know you will be using Google, but I still prefer to keep a hard copy of a dictionary. Sometimes you will sit in a corner and go through some words and its meaning. So invest in a hard copy dictionary. Now, this is my first dictionary. As you can see here, for me to keep it together, I had to sellotape. I had to use the help of sellotape. And this is around over 30 years old. And I still got it. That's the inside. This is 30 years old, over 30 years. Now, this dictionary was given to me by a bank known as Midland Bank at the time, which is now known as HSBC. At the time of opening the account with this Midland Bank, I was around 13 or 14 years old. They did this offer for children opening accounts. They gave a school bag and a pencil case with few things in it, and they also gave a dictionary, which I still have. It had all the vocabularies that I needed, and I still have it. Every time I open the dictionary and I look at it, it reminds me of my journey of learning to speak English. I know you have Google, but I'll still advise you to have a hard copy dictionary. As you are learning the language, you will create memories, and one of the memories you will have is your dictionary. Trust me, I've had this dictionary for last 30 years, and every time I open this dictionary, it reminds me of my journey, how I started learn to speak English. Now let's start with my first step in this video to help you to reach your goal to learn to speak English. First step, vocabulary. Now, what is vocabulary? Vocabularies are words. It's words that you need to speak English. Without words, you can't speak, right? So why vocabulary first? Why not grammar? Why not read? Why vocabularies first? Why not reading and writing and listening, or grammar of the language? Why vocabularies first? Simply because for you to speak, you need words. Without words or vocabularies, we can't talk, we can't speak. And this is why vocabularies first. So the first step is for you to learn the vocabularies or words. If you want to communicate, if you want to speak, if you want to talk, you need vocabularies, you need words. So if you go to or come to a English speaking country and you are looking for a food place, you simply can't say hungry food place. People will understand what you are trying to say. People don't really care your grammar. As long as they understand what you're trying to say, they will help you. So it's vocabulary first. you must have as much vocabularies as possible with the understanding of its meaning. To know your vocabularies, start making a list of words you already know and see how many you already know and how well you can pronounce these vocabularies, these words that you already know. You might know many words already, but it doesn't necessarily mean you can pronounce them correctly or you are pronouncing them well. So my advice, open your notebook and start writing vocabularies or words, and start from your home and make a list of the vocabularies in your house, in your own home. Sit in your room and make a list of the words or the vocabularies that you see in your bedroom right in front of your eyes. So when you sit in your bedroom, what do you see? You see the pillow, you see the duvet, you see the bed, you see the ceiling, you see the carpet, you see the wooden floor, you see the window. There could be a TV or television in your room. The paint on the wall, you will see the wall, the wardrobe, and many other words you will see in your bedroom. Write them all down and see how well you are pronouncing these words. See, like I said in the beginning, like I said earlier, that don't copy the accent. As long as the pronunciation of vocabularies are correct and beautiful, your accent will be beautiful and you will have a good, strong accent of your own. So learn the vocabularies you already know, start from your bedroom and see how well you are pronouncing these words, how correctly you are pronouncing these vocabularies. And then go to your kitchen, go to your bathroom, go to your lounge and write down all the vocabularies you see in front of your eyes. And then, like I said, go through the list and see how well you are pronouncing these vocabularies. If you have good pronunciation of the words that you already know or you are learning, you will have your own beautiful accent. And that is your goal. That is what you are trying to achieve at the end. So once you have made the list in the house, work on the pronunciation of these words. Check in Google the correct pronunciation of these words, of these vocabularies, and you will be surprised how many corrections you need to make on the pronunciation of the vocabularies you already know. When making the list of vocabularies or learning the vocabularies, you will face two problems. One, to pronounce correctly, meaning pronounce the word as it should be pronounced. So the word thought, brought, night with a silent K, hour with a silent H, and so on. And second problem you will face is to pronounce the words in one go. There will be some words you will find difficult to pronounce in one go. So for example, for me to say constituency, in the beginning it was difficult for me to say that word in one go. In the beginning I couldn't say constituency in one go. So to solve that problem, I had to break that word into pieces and then learn that way. So because I couldn't say the word in one go, I broke it into 3 pieces. So it was constituency. So it's constituency. Now you can't see the spelling, it's not correct, but that's how it sounded to me. So I wrote it how I've heard it. It should be pronounced. And I kept practicing until I've learned how to pronounce the word all in one go. So my advice to you is, whenever you come across a word which is difficult for you to pronounce, break it into parts and practice until you can say all in one go. And then keep on increasing the notebook with the vocabularies. Whenever you are out and about, always be conscious of new words. Keep making notes of new words you learn and work on the pronunciation and learn the meaning of those words that you make the list. So to speak English, the first thing you need is vocabularies, is words. The more you know with good pronunciation and its meaning, the more you will be closer to learning this language. So that's the first thing. It's vocabularies first. So just to recap, Make the list of the vocabularies you already know. Start from your home and make the list of the vocabularies you already know and see and work on the pronunciation of those vocabularies you already know. Learn the meanings of those vocabularies, and most importantly, learn the pronunciation of those words and increase the vocabularies. The more you know, the more you will be closer to learning the language. So it's vocabularies first. This will be the end of this video, and on the next video I will share step 2 of my journey of learning this language. I hope you have enjoyed the video. If you did, please do give a thumbs up. Please do make a comment what you think of the video, and if you are new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of my future videos, and hope to see you again on the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.